Hello students, I welcome all of you to the science class. Today we are going to learn the new lesson, subject chemistry, unit 12, atomic structure. In this lesson, today the topics to be discussed about Dalton's atomic theory, its advantages and its limitations, fundamental particles, and we are going to see the discovery of electrons, protons and neutrons. And at last we are going to see the Thomson's atom model. Let's begin the lesson. Every substance in our surrounding is made up of a unique elements. There are 118 elements identified worldwide. So far, out of these elements, 92 elements occur in the nature and the remaining elements are synthesized in the laboratories. Like copper, iron, gold and silver are some of the elements found in the nature. Elements like technetium, promethium, neptunium and plutonium are synthesized in the laboratories. Each element is made up of similar minute particles called atoms. For example, the element gold is made up of similar atoms which is determined its characteristics. The word atom is derived from the Greek word that is atomos, which means indivisible. So, the tomos means smallest divisible particle and atomos means smallest indivisible particles. Tomos means smallest divisible particles and atomos means smallest indivisible particles. Next, we will see the Dalton's atomic theory. John Dalton provided a basic theory about the nature of matter. He proposed a model of atom known as Dalton atomic theory in 1808. Based on his experiments, the main postulates of Dalton's theory, they are: all the matters are made up of extremely small particles called atoms. That is, a Greek philosopher, Democritus, used the same name for the smallest indivisible particle. The atoms of the same element are identical in all respects, that is, size, shape, and properties. Atoms of different elements have different sizes and masses and possess different properties. Atoms can neither be created nor be destroyed. That is, atom is indestructible. Atoms of different elements may combine with each other in a fixed ratio to form molecules or compounds. An atom is the smallest particle of matter that takes part in a chemical reaction. Now let's learn the advantages of Dalton's theory. Dalton's theory explains most of the properties of gases and liquids. This explains the laws of chemical combination and the law of conservation of mass. This theory helps to recognize the molecular differences of elements and compounds. Now we will see the limitations of Dalton's theory. Atom is no longer considered as the smallest indivisible particle. Atoms of the same element have different masses called isotopes. Different elements may have same masses called isobars. I repeat, same element have different masses called isotopes. Different elements may have same masses called isobars. Substances which made up of the same kind of atoms may have different properties. These are the limitations of Dalton's theory. Fundamental particles. In conducting an experiment using a discharge tube, found certain visible rays traveling between two metal electrodes. These rays are known as Crookes rays or cathode rays. Crookes rays or cathode rays. The discharge tube is used in the experiment is now referred as Crookes tube, or more popularly known as cathode ray tube. Cathode ray tube is a long glass tube filled with gas and sealed at both the ends. It consists of two metal plates which act as electrodes connected with a high voltage. The electrode which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery is called cathode rays. The electrode which is connected to the positive terminal is called the anode, that is positive electrode, is called anode ray. There is a side tube which is connected to a pump. The pump is used to lower the pressure inside the discharge tube. Do you know electricity, when passes through air, removes the electrons from the gaseous atoms and produce ions? This is called the electrical discharge. Next we will see about the discovery of electrons. When a high electric voltage of 10,000 volts or more is applied to the electrode of a discharge tube containing air or any other gas at atmospheric pressure, no electricity flows through the air. However, when the high voltage of 10,000 volts is applied to the electrodes of discharge tube containing air or any other gas at a very low pressure of about 0.001 millimeter of mercury, a greenish glow is observed on the walls of the discharge tube behind the anode. This observation clearly shows some invisible ray coming from the cathode. Hence, these rays are called a cathode ray. Later, they were named as electrons. Next, we will see the properties of cathode rays. Cathode rays travel in straight line from cathode towards anode. Cathode rays are made up of material particles which have mass and kinetic energy. Cathode rays are deflected by both electric and magnetic fields. They are negatively charged particles. The nature of the cathode rays does not depend on the nature of the gas filled in the tube of the cathode is used. Discovery of protons. The presence of positively charged particles in the atom has been precisely predicted by Goldstein. The Goldstein based on the conception that the atom, being electrically neutral in nature, should necessarily possess positively charged particles to balance the negatively charged electrons. Goldstein repeated the cathode ray experiment by using a perforated cathode. On applying a high voltage under low pressure, he observed that a faint red glow on the wall behind the cathode. Here, Goldstein is a scientist. Since these rays originated from the anode, they were called anode rays or canal rays, or we can also say positive rays. Anode rays, otherwise called as a cathode rays, canal rays or positive rays. Anode rays were found as a stream of positively charged particles. Do you know what is fluorescent materials? When invisible radiation falls on materials like zinc, sulfide, they emit a visible light or glow. These materials are called fluorescent materials. Now we will see the properties of anode rays. Anode rays always travels in a straight lines. Anode rays are made up of material particles. The properties of anode rays depend on the nature of the gas taken inside the discharge tube. The mass of the particle is same as the atomic mass of the gas taken inside the discharge tube. The mass of the particle always depends upon the nature of the gas inside the discharge tube. Anode rays are deflected by electric and magnetic field. Cathode rays also deflected by electric and magnetic fields. Since they are deflected towards the negatively charged plate, they consist of positively charged particles. Now we will see the discovery of neutrons. At the time of J.J. Thomson is a scientist. He found only two fundamental particles, that is proton and neutron, were known. In the year 1932, James Chadwick discovered another fundamental particle that is called neutron. But the proper position of these particles in an atom was not clear till Rutherford described the structure of atom. You will study about this Rutherford atoms model in your higher classes. Okay. Now we will see the properties of neutrons. Neutron is a neutral particle. That is, it carries no charge. It is a neutral particle. It is neutral. It is always in the neutral state. It has mass equal to that of proton. That is, the value is 1.6 into 10 power minus 24 grams. Always neutron is a neutral particle. Proton is a positive charge, neutron has no charge, and electron is a negative charge. Always remember these 3 points. Electron is negative charge, proton is positive charge, neutron has no charge. Don't forget these 3 points. Thomson's atom model. J.J. Thomson, an English scientist, proposed the famous atom model in the year 1904, just after the discovery of electrons. Thomson proposed that the shape of an atom resembles a sphere, a radius of the order 10 power minus 10 meter. The positively charged particles are uniformly distributed with electrons arranged in such a manner that the atom is electrically neutral. Thomson's atom model was also called as the plum pudding model. Thomson's atom model is also called as the plum pudding model or the watermelon model. Thomson's atom model is also called as plum pudding model or also otherwise called as a watermelon model. The embedded electrons resemble the seed of watermelon, while the watermelon's red mass represented the positive charge distribution. The plum pudding atomic theory assumed that the mass of an atom is uniformly distributed all over the atom. Now we will see the limitations of Thomson's atom model. Thomson's atom model could successfully explain the electrical neutrality of atom. However, it failed to explain the following. We are having two limitations of Thomson's atom model. The first limitation is Thomson's model failed to explain how the positively charged sphere is shielded from the negatively charged electrons without getting neutralized. Neutralized means biased state. This theory explains only about the protons and the neutrons and fail to explain the presence of neutral particle neutron. These are the limitations of Thomson's atom model. That's why this atom model is unsuccessful. And today's session is over. Let's move on to the assignment. The question is, write the properties of protons, electrons and neutrons. Here I have attached the answer for the given assignment question. Properties of cathode rays, properties of anode rays and properties of neutrons. Kindly copy it in the rough note and submit it in the GCR.